Hey, welcome back to the Ideal OneChunkMan, the series where we try to unlock the world map one chunk at a time in the most efficient way possible. Last episode, we finished off the fishing trawler chunk that we've been stuck on for so long by getting 75 crafting and 81 smithing. This episode, we finally get to go back to working towards the dragon scimitar. Okay, so let's talk about our plans for this episode. So we can finally go back to hunting the dragon scimitar now that we've finished with the Port Khazar chunk, which is why we unlocked in the first place. Our whole point was to get down to Hazelmere's Island here. So getting to Hazelmere's Island is our next step. After unlocking that, we'll want to go up here towards the Grand Tree, and we can just come across here and up and get to the Grand Tree. And we'll want to unlock this over here too for some quest steps. So if we look at the tasks that we have just from those chunks alone, then we can see that obviously we have some diary tasks, some quests, but the main thing is the 61 ranged for Runescape bolts task. Now, it's not a best in slot, we don't have like a crossbow that can fire, but to actually equip the bolts themselves, just by themselves, you need 61 range. So we'll have to get that. Now, where do the Runite bolts come from? Well, they come from the Grand Tree. They come from the Gnome Restaurant minigame rewards. Now, this is a minigame where, if you've never heard of it before, it's a minigame where you take food that you make, you deliver it to other gnomes across the world, and get rewards. There are 20 different locations of people that you need to deliver to across the world, and you're assigned one at random, and you get to deliver the food to them. Now, on the wiki, it says the Runite bolts are a rare reward. It doesn't say the frequency, like 1 out of 50, 1 out of 100, 200, 300. I have no idea how rare it's going to be. And I'm a bit worried because rare could mean a lot of things. So I'm very worried about how long it's going to take to get these Runite bolts. So I want to make it a little bit safer. So before we unlock those chunks, actually, I'm thinking we unlock as many of the delivery recipients as possible throughout the world so that we don't have to skip tasks. Because if you're not aware, if you can't deliver to someone and you say, no thank you, I'm skipping, then you're given a 5-minute penalty where you can't deliver anything until those 5 minutes are up, and then you can deliver again. There's a way to get around it with doing easy deliveries, but beyond that, I don't want to be doing easy deliveries or skipping that often if I can help it. So right now, with the chunks we have unlocked, we have 9 of the 20 recipients already unlocked, taken care of. We can unlock about 5 more of them with a little bit of effort, and there's about 6 of them that are going to be too difficult to unlock. So rather than walking you through all the different people, let's just talk the best way to unlock those other 5 so we have the best chance possible. So starting off, we're going to want to unlock these 2 chunks. Getting to the swamp up here before we unlock the Grand Tree is useful because that way we have access to the toads and the worms in this swamp that you need for the cooking. And we want to save the Grand Tree chunk for last so that when we unlock it, then all the tasks start compounding, So, another thing we can unlock is over here. The PvP arena has one delivery option, and there is not really anything there. There's some rewards at the PvP arena for doing the minigame itself, but it's not really a worry to us right now, so that's basically a free unlock. There are a couple on Karamja. There's some down here on this glider in the shipyard and wandering through the jungle. We want to unlock those for the delivery, but also we're going to need to unlock it for Monkey Madness and the Grand Tree right afterwards anyway, so we may as well unlock it now and just save us some effort. And that way we get more delivery spots. So we can come down through here, across, and then we hit the river here and we can snake down to the agility obstacle, go over top of it, and get to the shipyard. That's one recipient. Down here to this glider, that's another, and then in the jungle here is a third one. So that's 3 more unlocked, and then the last one that I want to unlock that is not going to come with too many grinds is this guy down here, this glider pilot in Felda Pills. To get to there, we can come across down here on the edge, on the observatory chunk, down to Castle Wars, down to the edge of Jigig, which shouldn't really give us any grinds, I don't think, and then just down and across. And that is the 5th one unlocked. So now we have a total of 14 of the 20 unlocked. That's a 70% chance every time we get assigned a delivery that we can say yes to it. The other ones are difficult. They're in major cities or in places that we've already tried to avoid So this is the best that we can do, I think. Now, if we go ahead and show what tasks we get before we even unlock the Grand Tree, is not actually too much. So yeah, as you can see, even though we unlocked all those chunks, there's only a couple tasks. It looks like more than it is. There's some diary tasks, which are all going to be 5-minute adventures. There's some quest stuff, which we like quests, that's totally fine with us. And then there's this 85 combat thing, which we're getting anyway, and that's not an issue. So now if we unlock the Grand Tree chunk, we should be set up much better to get those Runite bolts. And as you can see, we have some more tasks here because now we're able to complete the Grand Tree all within these chunks, which is great. We can actually even start Monkey Madness, which is even better. We have this 70 or 69 mining plus 1 task for adamant ore, which we knew about. That's kind of part of the reward of getting the Grand Tree is you unlock a mine with adamant ore in it, so we'll have to mine that. That's something that we're just gonna have to suck down and do. So it's fine, just some quest stuff otherwise. So that's the plan for this episode. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first to unlock is the Hazelmere's Island chunk. Ignore that I just ran into that lock chunk there. We're unlocking it right now, so it doesn't matter. It still feels wrong running into the gray area, like it feels like I'm breaking a rule or something, but obviously we're fine. So yeah, no tasks in this chunk yet. Obviously it'll be used for a couple quests, but nothing that we have to do as of immediately, so good to go. Next up is we're actually in Ardoin. We're going to be unlocking a chunk over here, and we're actually inside West Ardoin if you noticed. So this house here is what we're unlocking, because that's the important part of this chunk. It actually is a house that we need for the Plague City quest. So we're actually going to go ahead and continue Plague City right now that we have this chunk unlocked, and I'll catch back up once we complete the quest. Okay, so it turns out I can't actually do the quest. I need snape grass to combine with my milk and my chocolate, but we don't have any snape grass. All I have is snape grass seeds. I don't know, I guess I didn't even think about it. I just assumed we had snape grass, but yeah, I don't really feel like growing it. It's kind of far away. Now, I did a little research. We have one place on the entire map where we have snape grass, and it's inside here. Chaos Druid Tower. We can kill Chaos Druids. That's the only place we have access to them, and they drop snape grass, so we can go kill them. I honestly did not even think about this. I just assumed we had snape grass in lots of places, but one place, one chunk. So I'll be right back. We'll go get that, and then we'll continue the quest. And there's my snape grass on the ground. Alright, not too bad. We only killed like 30 or so. Not too bad at all. So we'll go ahead and finish the quest, and yeah, I'll meet you at the end of the quest. Okay, we just need to talk here, and we're done the quest. Very nice. We now have the Ardoin mining, not Ardoin mining, Ardoin teleport scroll, so we can teleport to Ardoin if we have the chunk unlocked, because we have the level for it already, but we don't have the chunk unlocked, so yeah, as you can see, it's still locked. Not gonna unlock anytime soon, so not that useful, but yeah, that is the quest complete, and we should be able to just start up Biohazard here, and then I think we're basically done this chunk. So I kind of forgot, but we actually can do a decent amount of Biohazard. I have the distillator now, and we just need to talk to Elena here, and she'll tell us that we need to go to Rimington to go talk to the chemist. So yeah, we can't do that yet. So at this point of the quest, we are unable to get over to here. So we may as well just drop the stuff off at the bank, and then we'll be done this chunk. And next chunk to unlock is the one just west of it. It's kind of the entrance of the Gnome Stronghold. Basically a free chunk, so I'll meet you on the inside. Here we are on the inside of the chunk now, and now we're going to go ahead and open up the first bit of the actual Tree Gnome Stronghold. There we go. And as part of this, we can actually do a task, which is going to be to cut and fletch a oak shortbow. So that is a task complete. Very nice. In addition, we have a task to go get a Slayer assignment from, what's her name? Oh, Neve, that's right. And she's actually in our chunk, so we can get a Slayer assignment for her. However, we'll already have a Slayer assignment, so we can't get one. So we actually don't have to do this task yet. We're going to backlog it and whatever. But I do actually have the combat level, 85 combat. That's the level you need to actually get a task from her. So I do have the requirements for it. I just can't currently because I'm currently Slayer locked. So yeah, that kind of goes on the backlog for now. Alright, and then finally we just have to run a lap of the gnome agility course, which I'm just finishing up now, and that will be, there we go, one more easy task done and completed. So that is a chunk complete. Next up, we have this southwestern chunk of the stronghold unlocked, and with that we have a couple little tasks, one of which is not this cave here, although we can go check out the cave real quick. So this is the Stronghold Slayer cave, and it has a bunch of monsters that we can kill in here, like Bloodvelds, Hellhounds, Ankus, etc. And yeah, now this doesn't actually unlock any grinds for us because we're not able to attack any of these without a Slayer task. So I just attack one of the Hellhounds, and you can see we're not actually able to kill them without being on a Slayer task. Now, even that being said, I don't think this is going to really create any issues, so we're totally fine regardless. But yeah, just wanted to bring that to light in case you're a little confused about that. And then over in Brimstall's cave, we can be teleported to the Renaissance Mine, and that is a task right there. And then finally, we need to kill one of these terror birds over here, and that will be a task as soon as the death animation finishes. There we go. So that is the chunk complete. Last but not least for this area is the northwestern chunk that includes the Gnome Ball Arena. So let's go play some Gnome Ball. And then finally in this chunk we need to pick up a swamp toad as part of a diary task. So that is the chunk complete. Next up I'll be unlocking the Brimhaven dock. We get here from the Port Khazard area. We have the charter ships here so we can just charter to Brimhaven. It's a decent amount of money. I don't really love this way of getting there, and that's my only way so far, but hopefully we won't be going this way very often. Once we unlock the gnome glider, I think that'll be our main transport for getting there, so that should be okay. Now we have a diary task to pick up 5 seaweed anywhere on Karamja, and fun fact, you can bring your own seaweed and just drop it and pick it up. You don't have to find one of the spawns, you can just pick up your own seaweed that you brought with you, as long as you're on Karamja itself. So yeah, that is a fun fact, and this chunk is completed. Let's go into Brimhaven proper. Okay, welcome to Brimhaven proper. Not too much to do here, but we can start the tribal totem quest, which we will do now by talking to Kengao Mao. Don't have a good pronunciation on that name. Don't feel good about it, but this tribal totem has been started, and now we need to go to Ardoin. Not in the chunks we have, unfortunately, just in the main chunk. So that will be all for this chunk. Skipping ahead a little bit, the last chunk did not have anything, but this next chunk has the Pothole Dungeon, which has these Jogers in it. We need to kill a Joger as a Karamja easy task, so we're just gonna spec this Joger out with our awesome, but hopefully soon replaced Dragon Longsword, and there is that task complete. The rest of the Karamja chunks didn't have any tasks whatsoever, so now we're over unlocking the observatory area to get down to that southern Feldip Hills glider pilot. So I'll be back once we finish observatory, and then we'll head down towards that pilot. Alright, we just sat through the 5-minute cutscene, which was a lot of fun. And this is, oh, yep, I know what that is. Let's see here. It's let me just think about it for a second. It definitely seems like it's, no, not Aquarius, not Libra, Cancer. Yep, that's it. Cancer is the, yeah. Well, there we go. A little bit of crafting XP. Defense amulet. Sapphire. I don't know. Seems okay. But yeah, that is chunk complete. I don't think we're going to have anything else from the other chunks, so probably we'll be back once we go back to unlocking the actual Grand Tree chunk. As I suspected, we are just on to the Grand Tree chunk now. Everything else had no grind, so we opened up the the rest of the stuff past the observatory down towards Swallowed Hills. We opened up the PvP arena. None of that had any grinds left, so now we're on to the Grand Tree chunk. And now, if you don't remember, we have the Grand Tree quest itself in its entirety. We are able to start and do part of the Eyes of Gluffery quest, and we're able to start and do part of Monkey Madness 1 quest. So we'll get on those, and I'll be back once we have all this completed. Alright, and with that puzzle done, talking to Darrow here and Wadar will finish up what I'm allowed to do for this quest so far. If I go any further, it will take me to Crash Island, which I do not have unlocked yet, and I cannot unlock until we get 61 range, 70 mining, well, 69 mining with a boost, and get those Runite bolts. So now, let's work on Gnome Restaurant. Alright, so getting started, we have a bunch of the ingredient stuff here from completing the tutorial, and okay, we cannot actually do this one. This is one isn't and yeah, so we can't do it, so we have to say that we can't do it. But now we get a 5 minutes delay. I think it's actually like 5.5 minutes, but yeah, so we can either wait and do nothing for 5 minutes, or alternatively we can get an easy job instead. Now this has no chance of giving the reward that we need, the Runite bolts, but we can probably finish this in faster than 5 minutes, so it's probably worthwhile if we need to skip stuff, and we don't mind making it. The problem is you need to make the food every single time. So here, we'll just walk through the process right now, so you know what I'm going to be dealing with for potentially the next at least hours, if not days. So we need to start pulling ingredients out, and then we have to go make it. So we need the dough. We're going to need the toad legs for this one. So we're making a bata, so we just put it in the bata tin there. We then have to cook the raw bata on the cooker, and that will prepare it. And then from there, we can prepare the toad bata, which needs equal leaves and cheese, as well as the other stuff we have in our inventory. So we can just buy those now, and then prepare toad bata, create, and now we cook it, and then it's done. So that's the process to make each piece of food. Now, we still have to go deliver it actually to the person. Luckily, in this case, it's just across the other side of the Grand Tree because we're doing an easy delivery, but when we're doing a hard delivery, it's most of the way across the world in all likelihood. So, yeah. We go talk to him, we turn in our food, and we get a little bit of cooking XP, and we get reward credits towards our free delivery token, which is basically the skipping mechanic in this. If you get enough rewards, you can skip. But that's it, so let's get to the hard ones now. My first hard delivery is taking me to the duel arena, or at least what used to be the duel arena, now the PvP arena, or whatever it's called, to Captain Durkin here. And so we can turn this over, and we get some uncut opals. Great. We got here with a duel ring, and to get back, we can just take the glider that's right here in Al-Kharid and fly back there. So yeah, I think this is probably going to be the closest glider we have to a teleport in general, so we can probably use this glider as like a home base. Like if we're out in the middle of nowhere, like some of the ones that are real far out there, the easiest way to get back to the Grand Tree, I think, is probably going to be teleporting to here and taking this glider back home. So yeah, we'll probably be here pretty often. Yeah, on to number 2. Delivery number 2 has taken me to the Artie Castle, to this ambassador here, and our reward is a gnome ball. Amazing. Delivery number 3 takes us deep into the desert to Penwy, or sorry, not Penwy, Wingstone, and we get an uncut diamond as a reward. Alright. Delivery number 4 takes us to Hazelmere, and we get mithril bolts. Okay. So that's our first bolt drop. We're only 4 deliveries in. That could be nice. I mean, it did say these were common, and the Runite ones were rare, but just seeing the bolts here, even at all existing, is really nice to hear. So, I'm hopeful for the future. Delivery number 5 to Glow Karanok here on Karamja, and we get some uncut sapphires. Alright, on to the next. Number 6 on White Wolf Mountain, Captain Bleemage here, and an uncut red topaz. Cool. Number 7 back in the desert, and we get some uncut emeralds. Number 8 here in Al-Kharid. Alright, I think we get the idea of this. There's a lot of clips like this that I have recorded, and you don't need to hear every single one, so let's just skim through these. I'll just say that this was a very long grind. It was very painful having to make food for every single one. I've actually gotten the rhythm of having all the food made, one copy of each food made, and then picking that up on the way out to deliver it, and then on the way back, making it before I got a new task. So I have like 1 copy of each food in the bank, and then just made one as soon as I needed to replace it, more or less. I don't know if this took me longer or shorter than I thought it would, but it took a while. Let's skim through the highlights now. Number 20, Karamja, Glow Karanok, and Mithril Bolts again. Okay, that's number 2. Number 24, and Adamant Bolts. Okay, alright. That's 2 out of 3. We just need the Runite ones now. Number 37, and oh, more Addy Bolts. Okay. And that's enough orders to fully max out my reward token, which means I can now skip tasks. Well, at least skip in the way that I'm able to. So I just go through the dialogue, and if I get something I don't want, then I can choose to then just click again, and it re-rolls it into a new task. So now I don't need to skip anymore, and I can only go for the ones that I want to go for. Sweet. Number 68, Penwy, and we get, oh, collection log, Grand Seed Pod. I didn't mention, there's a couple collection log slots with this. Runite Bolt's obviously not one of those, but Grand Seed Pods are. Yeah, that's 1 out of 4 slots, so there you go. Oh, and 69 deliveries. I messed up my counting. Oh god, all these clips are gonna be wrong now. Number 75. More seed pods. Okay. Number 107. And oh, collection log. Gnome goggles. Okay. Just cosmetic headgear, but yeah, 107 deliveries. I haven't seen bolts in like 50 deliveries or something. It's brutal. It's at around this point that I decided to stop recording every single one. I had recorded about 130-ish deliveries, and I was tired of putting on my recorder for every single one, so yeah, now I only have the highlights for you, so let's go through the rest of those real quick. Hey, you didn't get the recording because I'm not doing those anymore, but second goggles. That's 2 goggles and 133 deliveries. Oh, that's the scarf, the gnome scarf. This is like the good reward from here, the good collection log reward. It's very stylish. It kind of matches the outfits. You know, it's a little different. It kind of clips to the hood, but I feel like we need to keep it on now for good luck at the very least. 144 deliveries, still missing the mint cake for the collection log and obviously the runite bolts, but we'll get to that later, hopefully. Eddie bolts, they still exist. Okay, genuinely, it's been so long since I've gotten any bolt drop. I've shown all the bolt drops I've gotten. It's been that long. I'm at like 160 now or something. It's been so long. And some mithril bolts too. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, just need the runite ones now. Come on. Mithril bolts again. Come on. Come on. I've been trying to just do the easy ones to see if I can crank out more, because I think everyone drops the bolts. We just have to get lucky, so I'm just doing the ones that are quicker to get to, so I'm doing all the pilots and stuff like that. Don't know if this is going to work for me. It seems to be working so far, except for the frickin' runite bolts. God. Oh, Addy bolts again. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on, give me the rune ones. Give me the rune ones. Yes! Yes! Runite bolts! I got them! I finally got them! Oh my god. See, and if we try to wield them, 61 ranged. We did need them. I wasn't just doing this for nothing. Oh my gosh. 223 hard deliveries. Oh my god. I genuinely was going insane at the end. I've been doing this for days at this point. It is not that fast. I don't have the best methods to get to places. I'm slow at making the foods. It was so tedious. My god. It would have been fine if it was anything more common, but oh, these runite bolts are so annoying to get. I did research. I looked around. I tried finding if anyone else had gotten them. People have gotten them, but no idea on the rarity of them at all. So I just was worried that there was going to be like some issue that I was only delivering to people that didn't have it available, and there was like only a couple people that gave it as rewards, and I didn't have access to those people, or I was choosing to not do them. So I was getting so paranoid about it. But thank God, finally done. Finally. Now, just because we got the bolts does not mean we're done, unfortunately. We still have 2 major goals of this chunk. One of them is going to be 69 mining, and that's why we're here in Lovakent at this mine. You all know it well, I'm sure. And, of course, 61 range for the runite bolts that we just got. that'll happen later. So first 69 mining, we're at 64 right now from the Lovokite we had to mine earlier. Obviously we need to get up to 70 for the adamant, which we just unlocked through the Grand Tree quest. So yeah, we're going to get on that. I don't think we're going to be banking any of the iron ore, right? Because we don't really need any more now that we have smithing taken care of. You know, it's already 81. We have Giant's Foundry. I don't think we really need it anymore, so probably just going to power mine this, just mine it and drop it. Still going to take a while. As you probably all know, I hate mining, so gonna hate it here. Hopefully this flies by quickly. Alright, we're just about done now. Just one more ore. Actually, you know what, we'll mine the last one with a mithril ore. Why not? That'll be fun. But yeah, finally, here is 69 mining, which is our goal level. Thank God. Finally done this. It was 5 levels, it really wasn't that bad, but it took hours. I mean, it took me like two days-ish to do this, so not fun. Hate mining almost as much as I hate home delivery, which is now my new thing that I hate the most. So that's fun. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and I'm not sure what we'll do next. We'll either mine the adamant or we'll go get the range level. You'll see. Alright, we're here to go mine the adamant. So we got our Dwarven Stouts. Brought 2 just in case. We should only need 1, but yeah. So we're underneath the Grand Tree here, which is there you go to during the quest. And as part of the quest reward, you unlock this northern area up here, actually. And so there's some rocks up here, but the one we're looking for, I think, is over this way. Mithril, looks like there's some adamant there, which is what we're looking for, of course. So try to mine it, we need 70 mining, of course, but if we sip and mine, then we will be able to mine it. So once we get this, we'll have completed that skill task. Oh, and the mining is hopefully done for a little bit, unless I run into a rune rock. There we go. Mining done. Alright, so on to the ranged grind now. I'm here in Varrock buying arrows. I've got 1,500 mithril arrows. I could have bought adamant arrows, but they're kind of pricey. I don't know if this is the best way to train ranged, but I figured I'll just grab these and a bow and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're here at Sand Crabs, and I'm already kind of regretting the mithril arrow purchase. We have a lot of levels to go, like 16 levels, and I feel like we have to pick up these arrows because they're kind of pricey, and it's just honestly annoying to pick up the arrows every single time, because I feel like if we despawn any, we're just in trouble. Like I just got here and I'm already regretting this. I think there might be a better way to do this. I'm going to do some researching and come back to you. Yep, okay, so it turns out we have all these iron bars that we're not going to ever use ever again. And I figure why not just use them towards something, really, because we're not going to use them for smithing anymore, like smithing training. So why not use them and smith them, but smith them into something useful rather than just whatever. So we'll smith some knives and use those, because apparently the DPS is actually better than a magic short bow or a yew short bow with mithril arrows, and I'll feel less bad about them because they're super cheap, so I'm not going to worry if they despawn. I'll probably still pick some amount of them up, but yeah. I'll make a bunch and then come back. We'll see how many I make. Alright, so I'm back, and we have 5,000 iron knives. Let's go kill some sand crabs. This right here in a second should be 50 range. Can definitely say the knives are much better than the arrows. I'm enjoying this a lot more. Definitely more DPS, definitely more chill, and definitely less stress. But yeah, 50 range. This is me just about out of knives at this point. I've been trying to like pick some up here and there as we go. Honestly, I've been picking up a decent amount of them just because I wanted to, and it's not too bad if you're not feeling like you're forced to. But yeah, we're basically out at this point. Just gonna finish up the last couple ones we have here. But yeah, doing pretty well. Most of the way through 57, almost level 58, so we're getting close. I'll probably go make another couple thousand more knives and come back here and we'll finish this off. Definitely went a little overkill on the knives. I made another 5,000 and I still have about half of them left, but there we go, 61 ranged. Finally gonna be done this chunk. And we can equip the Runite bolts. Yes. Finally, we're able to do that. Oh, that feels so good. Okay, I think we're done the chunk at this point. Let's get out of here and go unlock Monkey Madness. Alright, first up on the continuation is just going to Crash Island. So we'll fly there now, and this is our first chunk unlocked. We just have to do like 1 or 2 steps of the quest here, and then we'll be able to move on to the mainland. Alright, I'm here on the mainland. To unlock this chunk, there's nothing to do here. We just need to get ourselves put in jail. So at this point, we're just this is a completely free chunk. This next chunk next to us should be completely free as well. We have the dungeon there, but we'll come back to that. Yeah, this chunk should be completely free as well. There's fishing spot and some tree spots, but we've taken care of those in the past. Nothing to worry about there. I should have brought an anti-poison. I don't really have a ton of access to them, but I really should have. Anyway, continuing. I don't know if we're actually going to make it to this northwest chunk or if we're going to stop right before the border, because the border is like right in this pass right here, you see? Oh, okay, I guess stopped right before. I'm pretty sure you can make it further, but this is kind of interesting, honestly, because now this means that I have 3 of the chunks unlocked, but not the middle one somehow, because I get teleported between the two. So we'll have to unlock that eventually at some point in the quest, but it's kind of interesting. And now we're at the most fun part of the quest. Well, maybe the second most fun part of the quest, which is running through the Monkey Madness tunnels. This is gonna be fun. At least we have graceful and high agility. Don't have staminas or anything, but it should be alright, honestly. Just about out of prayer and run on energy. Had to stop and walk for a bit, but made it just in time. Perfect. Alright, we've been teleported back out. It means get back into the jail again. So we're gonna take another run at this gate and see if it lets us go into the that northwestern chunk, or if it's gonna stop us again. So here we go. Okay, that I didn't even get close on that one. I've definitely gotten closer before, but it's not letting me. Yeah, whatever. We're gonna have to unlock that chunk pretty soon, but yeah, it's fine. While we're doing this quest, I'm just gonna go ahead and kill the gorilla, ninja monkey, and zombie monkey for eventually Recipe for Disaster. We'll get the bones and the Great for that, so may as well while we're here, you know. So yeah. Actually, able to do a surprising amount of this quest without unlocking this northwest chunk, but we finally do need to come in here for the talk to the child here at the banana plantation thing. So fortunately we need to unlock this to get over here, but honestly we did like 2/3 of this quest without going into that chunk, which is kind of interesting. Just finished my second cave run, and that's all 4 Greegies, all done for now, and for Monkey Madness 2, and for Recipe for Disaster. Basically all done. Awesome. There we go, Monkey Madness 1 completed. Oh, let's go do our training and then get the Dragon Scimitar. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. It has been a long time coming, this video. Put a lot of work into this one, just in the progress, so appreciate you taking the time out of your day and watching. Of course, I have to thank my patrons, especially JLo, Happy, Logan, Invalid Cards, Parian, Frozen, Michael Watson, Capricaw, James Cuts, and Putzapop. Thank you so much. If you want to support me on Patreon, go to patreon.com/sourcechunk. It'll be a link in the description. Click there. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a good one, and I'll see you next time.